So in this video, I'm going to show you how I hooked up a hose to the IBC tank. I'm going to show you how I installed the overflow. And I'm going to show you how I hooked up the gutters to the tank. This is a 275 gallon system. I'm looking forward to being able to try it. Right now we haven't had much rain. If you guys get something out of the video, like, share, and subscribe, and have a great day. So the first thing I'm going to do is wrap the threads of a 1 inch to 3/4 inch reducer. You want to take your Teflon tape and wrap it clockwise to the threads as if you were looking straight at the part. 3 or 4 wraps will do it just fine. And I usually try to leave just a little bit of thread at the very bottom. Just screw it on and that'll prevent any bunching. Works like a charm. So in the vise I have a slip 2 inch to a threaded 1 inch reducer. I'm going to screw the 1 inch to 3/4 inch reducer into it and tighten it down. Now you don't want to over torque it, but you can get it pretty tight here and it'll be just fine. Now I have a brass 3/4 inch MGH to 3/4 inch MIP adapter. This will allow me to attach the garden hose. Again, I'm just going to wrap the threads like I showed earlier. And then I'm going to screw that in tight, just like earlier. You'll want to be a little more careful tightening this one down because this brass could possibly strip the plastic a lot easier than before. Now I'm just checking the threads to make sure everything seems to work okay. This is a repair kit for a hose. I'll be showing you guys that later in the video. So this is what it looks like so far. Now I'm going to attach a 2 inch to 2 inch rubber adapter. I'm going to take a 8mm wrench, box end wrench, and I'm going to tighten down those hose clamps, the one hose clamp in this case. Make sure you get it good and tight because that's going to create the seal. Now just loosen up the hose clamp and slip it all the way over the top. I'm getting it into an easy to reach position. And again, I'm using my 8mm box end wrench to tighten down the hose clamps. You want to get that good and tight. That's what creates the seal. You're not likely going to be able to over tighten it with this type of a wrench. Just don't worry about it. And that's all there is to that. Using the IBC tanks built on valve, I'm just going to open it up and see if I can see anything, make sure everything is working like I think it should. Now we're going to do a quick hose repair. Start by cutting the hose flush. Push the barbed end of the fitting into the hose all the way as far as you can. You take the screws out of the clamps that it comes with. Simply slide the clamps back over the top of the barbed and around the hose. Just like that, pretty easy. And you just put the screws all the way back in and that repair is done. I'm going to attach the hose, just like that. Looks pretty good. I'm going to turn on the water, go down to the other end. Now I don't have a lot of water pressure for where I'm sitting, but this is sitting on top of a hill, so the further I get down the hill, the more water pressure I'll have. But as you can clearly see, the hose is hooked up to the IBC tank. Works great. I'm happy with it. Because everybody's gutter system is a little bit different, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but I will show you how I hooked up my gutter to the IBC tank. Okay, so that's the original gutter. This is a white vinyl A to B gutter elbow. Goes into a aluminum A gutter elbow. That runs into about 3 feet of downspout. That goes into another aluminum A gutter elbow. It has a little short piece of downspout on it. And this is some flexible tubing from a broken portable air conditioner. And instead of throwing it away, I just put it to work. It's time to install the overflow. I'm using schedule 40 1.5" pipe. Kind of just getting a rough measurement. I want just enough pipe to sit in the middle of the intake hole and to have a little bit on the outside of the Uniseal that I'll show installing here in a second. I'm going to get a measurement of how deep the tank is. I want just enough pipe to get down toward the bottom. I'm using a 90-degree elbow. Now I drilled out my hole according to the chart. I'm using a Uniseal for an 1.5" PVC pipe, and these just snap right into place. They're pretty easy. Now I'm just using a little bit of soap here in order to lubricate that a bit and slide that to the inside. Gets a little tricky at first, but once you got it past the Uniseal here, it slides right in. A little bit more. I'm going to put my T fitting on the outside. The T fitting is so that it never creates a siphon and sucks all the water out. You have to have that opening. Now I'm going to install the solids lifting tube. The idea there is to, if there's any debris at the bottom, it'll suck it out and then just deposit that debris into the yard. I'm using a zip tie here to suspend the pipe and get it nice and secure. This was an extra step, probably wasn't 100% necessary, but it sure felt like it. I would do it again. You can kind of see it in there. Now that's what it looks like down below. Now I'm going to just get a rough measurement of how much pipe I need in order to get down to the ground. I'm going to cut the pipe. Got to pull this off here and get a good solid fit. The bottom of this pipe has a 90-degree elbow and a short piece of pipe. Just kind of put things together. You don't need any glue or anything like that. Some people might put a small screw in it or to keep, small children from pulling on it. I don't have any children around here, so I'm not too worried about it. And this is what the completed project looks like. I think it's going to work great. I hope you found this useful. If you get something out of the video, like, share, and subscribe, and have a great day.